Welcome to Logic 2020's presentation From Static to Strategic, Advancing Customer Journey Mapping for Utilities. Practical advice for utility leaders. Logic 2020 is a national business and technology consulting firm. We elevate client performance using strategy, technology, and data. My name is Shaun Loughney. I am with the Digital and Strategic Transformation Unit. My title is Solution Manager, but my role is Product Manager, Product Owner, and most often Business Analyst. Tom, could you give us a short introduction about yourself?
Hey everyone, my name is Tom Cunnie. I'm a manager in the Digital Strategy and Transformation practice. Similar to Shaun, I wear a lot of hats besides manager. That includes data analyst, AI change manager, as well as AI product owner. I'm excited to be speaking with you all today.
So let's talk a little bit about what we're presenting today. So we're going to give you an introduction to the journey maps, the types of maps and when to use them. We're going to give you a small mapping process to do these maps, but most importantly, we are going to show you how to link these journey maps to business value. We're also going to talk about AI use cases for journey maps and also provide an AI implementation roadmap. At the end of this session, we have provided you an email so that you can reach out with any questions or comments at the end of the presentation. Our key takeaways is that one size doesn't fit all. Use the right journey map for the right objective. Journey maps unlock strategic value when they're tied to KPIs. A unified customer view requires cross-channel thinking, and AI is reshaping what is possible in customer engagement. So what is a journey map? It is a visual representation of the customer's experience across various touch points within a product or service. They help businesses understand the user's perspective, identify pain points, and optimize the overall experience. Common types of journey maps, which we'll be talking about today, is a customer map, persona map, and a user map. The customer map is a holistic view of all customers' experiences across different channels and touch points. It's used by marketing teams, sales teams, customer service teams, and other customer-facing functions to understand and improve the overall customer experience. The persona is a specific user persona detailing their interactions, emotions, pain points, and touch points. It's used by product teams, UX, UI designers, and developers to design experiences that cater to the unique needs of different user segments. A user map shows how users engage with a product or service and identifies opportunities for improvements. It's used by the product teams, a UX, UI designer, and developers to evaluate usability, streamline workflows, and enhance overall experience. So how do we use these maps? Different maps serve different needs. Customer, persona, and user journey maps each highlight different perspectives. A customer journey map is best when looking at the end-to-end experience across all touch points, including marketing, sales, and service. This is useful when you're doing strategic alignment. A persona journey map is useful when focusing on a specific customer segments to design tailored experiences and uncover pain points for that group. This is when you want to improve the service for a specific group. User journey maps most effectively when examining task-level interactions, how a user engages with a product or service to accomplish a goal. This is useful when you're doing feature prioritization or doing a UX redesign. Think of it as strategic versus segment versus task-level focus. Choosing the right map ensures your insights are actionable, relevant, and aligned with business goals. Here we have a high-level mapping process. This can be used for any of the three maps that we're talking about today, but it's a general guidelines on what you need to be doing. So the first is define your objectives. Be clear on the purpose. What is it you want to learn and improve? Are you focusing on the customer end-to-end life cycle? Are you focused in a specific persona, or maybe a specific user of your product? Next, you want to map the touch points. Capture every place customers interact with the service or product. Are they using a website? Are they using a mobile app? Are they browsing on a mobile app? Are they using the good old-fashioned telephone interactions? Or are they visiting in person? Capture the emotions and pain points. Understand how customers feel and where the friction happens. This is where we understand what the customer values most. What are they want to do easily? Do they get the clear information that they want? Are they able to do the tasks in a timely manner? The last step is to visualize and prioritize your improvements. Once you've created your journey maps and you have the insights in that you are learning about that particular role or individual, then you want to prioritize the improvements and make an actionable roadmap for the changes that you're expecting. Here is a real-world example of a customer journey map. The customer is experiencing a major outage event. This provides a holistic view of the customer's experience across all channels and touch points. It identifies pain points, friction, and opportunities to enhance the satisfaction, loyalty, and trust. It helps align cross-functional teams around a shared customer perspective. The focus of this map is broad. It's an end-to-end customer lifecycle, including awareness, onboarding, usage, billing, support, and retention. It covers all customer-facing functions such as marketing, sales, services, and operations. The emphasis is the outside-in view of the organization. So let's take a closer look at what we have. So across the top of the columns is the customer journey. These are stages of the journey and are typically 5 to 7 stages that kind of help us categorize what we're focusing in on and how we want to address it. On the left-hand side, we have the prompts for us to help fill in the matrix. So let's read down the second column. Outage occurs stage. What is the customer's action? They notice the lights go out and checks breakers. What is the customer thinking or facing? They're frustrated, anxious. How long will this last? What and where is the customer researching? They may check the neighborhood, talk to the neighbors, look outside. They may be on their cell phones. They may be texting. And in the case of my 100-year-old grandmother, she's actually listening to the radio and looking for some news. How will we move this customer along his or her journey? We would provide immediate mobile application, website outage map updates, and push alerts. How will we know we accomplish our goal? This is probably the most important out of this map because this is where we want to tie our KPIs to the work that we are trying to improve. This is so that we can monitor that we're actually accomplishing the improvement. So for our outage, we may be tracking the percentage of customers proactively notifying before they're called. This could be a proactive outage notification rate. Some additional use cases that you might use for a customer journey map is to map the end-to-end experience of a utility customer from starting a service, filling out the application, and doing the connection to their home or business through a monthly billing, service usage, and customer support. It helps identify pain points such as complex enrollment processes, unclear bills, or inconsistent communications, and highlights opportunities like streamlined onboarding and proactive updates. Here we have a persona journey map. This is focused on a specific customer segment or persona to capture their unique needs and expectations and behaviors. It provides a deep, empathetic view into the lived experience of a representative individual. It supports service improvement and product and service design tailored for that persona. The focus is a single person's actions, emotions, and pain points, how that persona interacts with the product or service across different touch points. It highlights what matters most to that persona rather than the broad customer base. Typically, we start our persona journey map with a profile. So at the top, we can provide demographics, goals, and challenges and motivation for the persona that we're looking at. Today we have Sarah Little. She is a residential customer enrolling in an EV charging time of use program. Her expectations is a seamless, transparent, and rewarding EV program experience where enrollment is simple, savings are clear with ongoing support. She can charge reliably while lowering her energy costs and her carbon footprint. Similar to our customer journey, we have the stages across the columns. Again, these can be 5 to 7 different categories, but it's really the process that the persona is actually executing. In our example, she would research and do enrollment. Then Sarah would do installation and setups. Then she would have a daily charging experience. And then she would have a monthly billing and program benefits, and also have some ongoing engagements. Again, on the left, we have prompts for us to fill out our matrix. So let's read down column 3, installation and setup. So what are the activities that Sarah would be doing? She would submit a rebate application, coordinates with the electrician and utility for load check. She may do this through a website, on her tablet, on her cell phone, or even call in on the telephone. Some pain points that she may experience is multiple forms and approvals are required. There's poor scheduling coordination between the contractor and the utility. Some of the feelings that Sarah may have is that she's frustrated and impatient. It's taking a long time to get installation, and she wants to know when it is completed. The potential opportunity for improvement is to offer a one-stop application portal, which includes the permit, the rebates, and the scheduling. You can also provide proactive text updates on installation status. Some additional use cases that you could use for a persona journey map is creating a map for a specific customer segment, such as a small business owner or a residential customer on a fixed income. This reveals unique needs like predictable billing, energy saving options, or flexible payment arrangements, guiding utilities to design tailored programs and services. Our next is a user journey map, very similar to the previous 2 maps that we've been looking at. However, this is specific to a user interaction with a product or service to accomplish a goal or task. It captures friction points in the workflows to guide feature prioritization, usability improvements, and process optimization. It provides insights into the end-to-end user experience rather than the broader customer lifecycle. The focus is a single user role or persona in the system. Its step-by-step actions are taken by the users to complete their tasks. It identifies barriers, inefficiencies, and unmet needs within that workflow. It is an internal perspective. It's usually for UX, UI designers, developers, or product teams. So again, at the top, we want to provide a profile about the user. What do we know about them? Today, we have Jordan. Jordan is a field service technician. The scenario is Jordan is doing a routine maintenance check using a single mobile platform. His workflow is to receive a ticket on a mobile workforce application. They would view asset details. He would perform inspection and log results and photos in real time. Then Jordan runs through compliance and safety checklist and then submits a report which auto syncs with OMS, GIS, and compliance systems. Jordan then receives a confirmation that the job has been completed. We want to think about the pain points. Where is there friction for Jordan to get his task done? There may be limited offline functionality, delays in remote areas, the app performance issues. Maybe data entry is still manual. Some of the opportunities that we can do is enhance the offline mode with an auto sync, improve the app speed and reliability, perhaps add voice to text or wearable integrations. Again, we want to add KPIs so that we are monitoring that we are actually improving this process for this user. We may add an average job completion time, a first-time fix rate, or mobile app sync success rate. Let's take a closer look into these KPIs because I think they're very important and it actually brings value into your journey map. So these are KPIs that gives utilities visibility into the end-to-end service experience, ensuring customers can easily start, use, and pay for services without unnecessary friction. You want to select the KPIs that are going to highlight that you're actually improving what you're monitoring. There's a lot of data out there, so you want to be selective on what you're using. Awareness and onboarding is how effectively customers are introduced to programs, services, and tools. Is there clarity of communication? Is there ease of enrollment? Service usage measures how customers interact with the services. What are their adoption rates, reliability of delivery, and perceived value? Billing and payment tracks customer experience with accuracy, transparency, and convenience of billing and payment processes. Another group of KPIs that may be used is the quality of the customer interactions, not just delivering reliable service, but ensuring customers feel supported and valued. We have issue resolution and support, tracks how quickly and effectively the customer problems are solved. Strong resolution drives trust and satisfaction. Engagement and retention measures how well utilities keep customers informed and connected, reducing churn and building loyalty. We don't want to forget outage and services. This focuses on the response and restoration performance, critical for customer confidence during disruptions. So now that we have our KPIs and we understand our customer journey, we can take this a step further into a service blueprint. This shows how a service is delivered by mapping both the customer-facing journey and the internal processes that support it. It provides a holistic view that connects customer experience with operational reality. It identifies misalignments between what customers expect and how the organization delivers. The focus is on the customer actions. What is the customer does at each stage? Then we have front-end interactions. What is the customer sees? What staff do they interact? What systems do they use? What channels are they using? We have the backstage processes. What happens behind the scenes to enable delivery? And then we have support processes, which are regulatory, reporting, analytics, governance that actually helps us deliver. And again, we want to talk about our pain points and opportunity. This service blueprint is again about the power outage reporting and restoration. Let's go down column number 3. Physical evidence. How do we know what the customer is doing? In this instance, we may have a call transcript or an IVR confirmation code. There may be a mobile web outage report screen. There might be a report submitted, email, or SMS sent to the customer. The customer action is to report the outage via the mobile app, a website, or IVR call center. The front stage of interactions, which is visible to the customer, is the IVR gives outage reporting options. The backstage interaction, which is invisible to the customer, is the OMS checks outage signals and groups reports. The support processes may include field ops, crews dispatch, and switching. Some pain points might be the long IVR menus and drop calls during a storm. An opportunity is to streamline the digital self-service and AI chatbot triage. Once we've aligned our service blueprint to the actual operational processes, then it makes sense that we can go to a value stream map. The journey maps reveals what matters. Value stream maps shows how to deliver it. The customer journey map provides a customer-first lens for improvement. It captures the customer experience across touch points and reveals emotion, pain points, and expectation. It helps the teams understand what truly matters to the customer. Next, you want to identify the customer value. Pinpoint what customers see as most valuable in their journey. You want to highlight the moments that matter the most. This usually involves trust, speed, or clarity, and distinguish between the value-added interactions versus frustrations. What can we address that actually makes the customer happier and move forward along their journey? Create a baseline for aligning processes to the customer expectations. When you create your value stream map, it translates customer needs into operational steps. It reveals how work moves across teams and systems. It highlights bottlenecks and inefficiencies in the process. It guides redesign to better meet customer expectation. When used together, they create a holistic view, combining the customer insights with operational efficiency for better service delivery. So now I'm going to turn this over to Tom so he can talk to you about how AI is influencing the customer experience.
Thank you, Shaun. So when we talk about AI, it's really easy to jump straight to the use cases. But to really capture its value, we need to think and understand AI in tiers. From productivity improvements to streamlined workflows, all the way to reimagined entire operations. At the most basic level, AI enhances individual productivity. Think of tools that help employees draft emails, summarize documents, or research topics in seconds. These are quick wins. They take repetitive, time-consuming tasks off our plate, allowing people to focus on higher value work. It's about speed and efficiency at the individual level. The second tier is where AI begins to streamline entire processes. Instead of just helping one person, AI coordinates tasks across a workflow, like routing tickets, processing claims, or generating reports end-to-end. This eliminates bottlenecks, reduces errors, and delivers consistent results. At this stage, we're not just saving minutes of time, we're improving how work flows across teams and systems. This will be most relevant as we talk about how AI will affect customer journey maps. And then there's the highest tier transformation, reimagining entire workflows with AI agents. Here, AI doesn't just automate steps, it orchestrates them. Multi-agent systems can validate, execute, and escalate decisions autonomously. Imagine outage response or claims management being largely AI-driven with human oversight only for exceptions. This level has the potential to fundamentally transform how organizations operate. The takeaway is that AI impacts come in layers. It starts with productivity gains, grows into end-to-end workflow improvements, and ultimately enables us to rethink entire business processes. The opportunity is to decide where to start, but more importantly, to have a roadmap for climbing from Tier 1 up to Tier 3. Next up, we have use cases. Now that we have some background on the different AI levels, let's move this back to the context of customer journey maps. Journey maps have been a great tool for understanding customer experience, but they've largely been static. They capture a moment in time and then send it a wall or a binder or to SharePoint. AI can change that. It turns journey maps into dynamic, evolving systems that continuously reflect what customers are actually experiencing. Let's walk through how AI does this. First up, we have predictive outreach. Instead of waiting for a customer to fall behind or reach out in frustration, AI can identify patterns that signal potential issues before they happen. For example, if a customer has a bill coming due, has a history of late payments, and recently contacted the call center, AI can flag them as high risk for calling again. The utility can then proactively send a reminder, offer a flexible payment plan, or provides digital self-service options. This turns the customer journey from reactive to proactive. Instead of solving problems after the fact, we're preventing them altogether, which reduces call volumes, improves customer satisfaction, and builds stronger trust. The second capability is automation. AI-powered virtual agents can handle repetitive, transactional interactions, things like password resets, bill payment confirmations, or routine outage updates. Customers get faster service, and employees are freed up to focus on higher value conversations, the kind that require empathy and problem solving. It's not just about replacing people, it's about making sure people are engaged where they add the most value. Third, we have friction point detection. Traditionally, we only learn about pain points when customers complain or after metrics dip. That's reactive. AI flips this model by analyzing behavior across channels. For example, if customers repeatedly log into the outage map, then still end up calling contact center, AI recognizes the pattern and flags that specific journey stage as a friction point. Suddenly, those maps aren't historical artifacts. They're living diagnostics that highlight issues in near real time. Next up, we have personalization at scale. One of the biggest frustrations customers have is feeling like another account member. AI allows us to build persona-specific maps that adapt automatically. For example, higher energy users might receive conservation tips during hot weather, while seniors might get simplified, low-friction billing flows. Instead of creating one generic map, AI allows us to dynamically tailor the experience for each segment, even down to the individual level. Lastly, and perhaps the most transformative piece is continuous learning. Customer behavior is constantly changing. Think about the shift from credit cards to digital wallets, for just a few years. With AI, journey maps evolve alongside these changes. If payment preferences shift, if outage update channels change, the system updates the maps automatically. That means the organizations don't lag behind customer expectations, they stay aligned with reality. So the real takeaway here is that AI doesn't just make journey maps better, it completely redefines them. They evolve from static artifacts into adaptive, self-learning tools that help utilities move from reactive service to proactive engagement. That's how we deliver experiences that are smarter, faster, and more personal. And that's how we build trust with customers at scale. So how do we accomplish this? Through a roadmap. Seeing the potential of AI and customer journey mapping is exciting, but turning that vision into reality requires a clear, structured roadmap. This roadmap helps organizations move from experimentation to execution in a way that is intentional, measured, and aligned with business goals. The first step is assessing where you are today. This means looking across data, processes, systems, and people to understand current maturity. Some teams may already have strong data and cloud foundations, while others need more work before they can scale AI effectively. This step gives us a baseline and ensures we're building on solid ground. Once we know where we stand, the next step is to identify gaps. This could be gaps in infrastructure, in data quality, or in workforce readiness. By mapping current capabilities against future requirements, we can see exactly what needs to be strengthened to support AI at scale. From there, we focus on the use cases. Rather than spreading efforts thin, we identify and prioritize AI use cases that are both high value and technically feasible. For example, starting with billing or outage reporting, areas where AI can have an impact immediately. Prioritization ensures we balance quick wins with long-term transformation. Finally, we translate all of this into a phased implementation roadmap. This includes detailed milestones, timelines, resource needs, aligning leadership across regions and departments. The roadmap is what turns intent into execution, ensuring AI adoption is both scalable and sustainable. The key message here is that AI transformation doesn't happen all at once. It's a stage journey. Assess, identify gaps, prioritize, and then implement. By following this roadmap, you'll be able to better design AI-centric customer journey maps that align with business goals. I'll hand it back over to Shaun to cover key takeaways from the presentation.
Thank you, Tom. So some of the things that you learned today is one size doesn't fit all. Use the right journey map for the right objective. We learned customer journey maps is good for strategic alignment. Persona maps are good for service improvement, and feature prioritization can be used with your user maps. It is important to tie your journey map to KPIs. Link insights to measurable objectives. Be sure and select the KPIs that are relevant for the journey map so that you can monitor your improvements. Think cross-channel. A unified customer view requires end-to-end multi-channel alignment. Use the different departments, marketing, sales, services, billings. Be sure to include all of those in your journey maps. As Tom said, AI is a game changer. Emerging capabilities are reshaping what's possible in a customer engagement. We learned that there's 3 levels of implementation, and that we can use AI in multiple areas of the journey map to make them more proactive. Thank you very much for listening with us today. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure and send those to solutions@logic2020.com. Thank you very much and have a great day.